Imagine if a tree said, I can't make fruit today, I have to get a job, I need money. We would be like, no, you need to make some fruit. You're a tree, make some fruit, okay? Same goes for us. You don't need a job, you need to produce some fruit, you need to produce some value. You creating value and being of service to others is just like the plant or the tree growing fruit, okay? That's its specialty and you have to find your specialty. The reason they don't teach us that in school is because if everybody thinks they have to go outside of themselves and get a job to sustain themselves for a living, they never reach their truest, fullest potential and what they could create or produce in themselves, within themselves, okay? Tree says, I need to focus on growing and expanding and maybe some fruits will be produced out of that. And guess what? They do get produced out of that. Hey guys, it's Nija. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about some tree codes, some plant codes, some earth codes, and I'm really excited about this. I was actually in meditation before I got the idea about this video, so that is what I'm sharing with you guys today. If this topic sparks anything, turns anything online on your internal grid, please be sure to like the video so that I know to keep producing more content that is kind of structured like this. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I want to start with this visual representation. Okay, so this is actually a tarot card from the White Sage Tarot, but this card is actually the World card. So for those of you guys who are not familiar with the tarot, there is 78 cards divided by the major and minor arcana. The World card is one of the major arcana cards, and so it's interesting to me because this particular author of this tarot deck used this acorn shell, or this seed, there it is, uses this seed as representation of the world. So what does this mean? Everything in the world starts as a seed. It starts right here. We even start as seeds. We start right here. So something that I really notice is that if you want to start understanding the world, if you want to start understanding how things really work, instead of using your eyes and viewing how it works, study nature, because nature in most cases is not going to be tampered with, or like there's natural codes in the elements, the water, fire, earth, wind, and if you study these things, you can really begin to understand the way the world really works. So I digress with that, but I wanted to start with this picture because essentially this card is saying that everything in the world, everything that you see starts right here with the seed, okay? So just like, think about a tree. We are the human representations of trees if you really think about it, and this really blew my mind, so I really hope that you guys catch these codes in what I'm about to say. But yes, human beings are like trees. Does the tree, like the leaves of the tree, does that not look like hair or like an afro, right? So we are essentially like trees. We have a lot of similarities to trees. If you want to unlock some of the ancient codes within yourself, study trees, because trees are just like humans. Even though they can't, you know, speak, they can express themselves. They have a lot of the same characteristics as humans do, okay? Trees can communicate with each other. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into these tree codes, these plant codes. As you guys can see, I put some plants in the background. I instructed them. I told them, okay, I'm gonna put you guys in my video, but I specifically want you to exude these plant codes while I talk about this. So that's their job right now. If you're wondering what these plants are doing here, they're working, okay? They're shooting out the plant codes. So let's go ahead and start talking about these trees. So the seed, okay? Let's start by talking about the seed. First of all, I want to just say, if you want to see the similarities between plants and people, start with their DNA, the smallest, tiniest, microscopic aspect of what these two things really are. Okay, so if you look at a human DNA, which is circular, and you look at plant DNA, which is kind of like square shaped or rectangular, right? They have a lot of similarities. A lot of the components that make up these things are the same, okay? With the exception of a few things, like with the plants, they have like chlorophyll, which turns them green, and you know, we're not walking around green, but you know, just subtle, simple, small amount of things that make the plant cell different from the human cell. I don't know, okay? This is not school class in that. It's not science class, but we're going to talk intuitively about the trees now. So first I want to start by talking about the seed of the tree, okay? So you guys see how big, how grand, how massive trees can get, right? Compared to humans, like the average human could be like 5 foot to 6 foot, right? And the trees can be 20 to 28 to 30 to 40 feet tall, 60 feet tall, gigantic, ginormous trees. And I'm telling you that we're like the trees, right? So everything starts, this grand, large tree starts with a seed, okay? So everything that the tree needs is inside the seed, okay? This little acorn has the potential to grow into a huge, mighty, strong oak tree, okay? Or whatever type of tree it's meant to be. It's meant to be bigger than this, okay? Same thing goes for us. When we're born in our mother's wombs, we start this small. We start as a seed, okay? We start with only potential. This is just what we are. This is how we start. Same goes for the seed. So how come we can see a seed that is meant to be a tree and not think that there's anything wrong with the seed of the tree, but when we see ourselves as inadequate or not enough, or you know what I mean? Because we still see ourselves as the seed, not realizing that we're meant to be so much bigger than the starting point, the seed, right? Everything the tree needs is already encased in that little seed. Okay, the tree is already there. It's in there. It just needs time to grow. Same goes for yourself. When you're born in your mother's womb, or you know, you come out, you're fresh, newborn into the world, you're kind of like that too. Or like how you first start, you start off as a seed, or you start off as an egg. Everything that you need to become a full-blown, full-fledged human being is already inside of that little seed or that little egg. And then it does take time. It takes 9 months for you to grow and grow and grow and grow, but eventually you're going to be whole. Everything you need is already within you. Just look at nature. It proves it to you. If the seed already has everything it needs to grow into its full potential, the giant tree, why don't you have everything you need from your mother's seed or your mother's egg to grow into your full potential and everything you're meant to be? We're not missing anything. Everything that we need is already here, okay? It's already given, okay? So yes, we started with the seed. Now let's talk about the roots. Okay, so the roots are extremely significant about the tree because the roots are what ground and anchor the tree into the soil, right? So if you want, you know how like you can like lean up against a tree, you can push the tree and it's not going anywhere. It's strong, it's sturdy, it's solid in its environment, it's solid in the ground. That's because of its roots, okay? So just like the tree, we too must grow roots so that we can be solid, okay? So that we can feel stable and secure and solid in our reality. Think about how we call the root chakra, okay? The root chakra is the lower chakra. It's that red color, but we call it the root chakra because the root chakra is what grounds us into our 3D reality. So we're just like plants in the sense that we too need to feel rooted or grounded so that we can feel secure in our environment, right? So think about how humans can root themselves. In what ways do humans root themselves? And also how does one thicken or strengthen your roots? Because if you want to be big and strong like a tree, right, you have to have roots, okay? We're exactly the same in that way. So what kind of things are considered roots for the human? The roots can be considered our families, the structures that we're born into, right? Let's say you weren't born into a family, or you don't really know your family, you're estranged from your family. Well, also the roots can represent your ancestors, the people who have came before you, right? So if you are, you know, trying to be like the tree and strengthen your roots, it would really benefit you to start studying your ancestry or start tapping into your ancestors, start you know, like open up the communication between your ancestors, because this is going to help you to feel more rooted into who you are. Because a lot of people, you know, they feel very confused. They don't know why they feel the way that they feel, but they don't realize that there is an entire lineage, an entire bloodline of people that have come before you and have lived lives, okay? Good things have happened to them, bad things are happening to them, you know, and because you are connected to them through your DNA, you too will share those highs, those lows, those traumas, those triggers. You too will hold on to it through your DNA, okay? So the significance of strengthening your roots, knowing your ancestors, knowing where you came from, knowing your foundation essentially, is going to help you to further understand who you are. And further understanding who you are is essentially going to be a way for you to strengthen your roots into the ground, okay? What's another way to strengthen your roots as a human? Meditation, okay? Meditation is really great because meditation is essentially how you receive information. Don't trees need to receive information? When the sun hits the leaves, aren't they collecting information so that they can learn how to continue to grow and produce food and whatever it is that they need to do? So they're receiving information. We too need to receive information. So just like the trees, we strengthen our roots through meditation, because this is how we receive information. This is how we receive light, okay? Light is information. So how else can we, so there's like so many ways that we as humans can strengthen our roots, just like the plants or the trees need to strengthen the roots. But it is so significant to your expansion, to your growth, to establish strong roots, okay? Just like the tree, because you cannot grow up. You cannot ascend higher. You cannot expand and get bigger and bigger with weak roots. You will fall over. You will not last, okay? Trees are built to last. You know, when there's tsunamis and typhoons and all kinds of things, they still last after that. Why? Because they're rooted deep down into the soil. So if you're somebody who really struggles with your root chakra or feeling grounded, stable, and secure, start to encourage yourself to feel more grounded, more rooted, just like the tree, in whatever way that makes sense to you, okay? If you need more examples, just view the tree, okay? And then try and plug that into your own life, your own situations. There's so many ways to feel, to become more rooted and grounded into your reality, but that is the first step. That is why it is the root chakra, the you know, the bottom chakra. It's significant for your growth, because you cannot grow without roots. You need roots, okay? So here's the next thing. And I don't mean like places to be, like your roots or like your hometown or anything like that. No, that's just geographical. Roots, they don't necessarily have to be physical, but they run deep, okay? So even think about, like, if you're in meditation, think about this. If you were to be in meditation and you're trying to feel, if you're trying to, you know, strengthen your root chakra or have stronger roots into your reality, dig deeper so you can feel solid and more secure in your reality, try to go into meditation and think of yourself like when you're sitting in your butterfly position. Imagine you're growing roots from the base of your spine, from that root chakra area, and you're growing them deeper into the ground, okay? Just imagine that when you're in meditation. If you're somebody who struggles with feeling like you have roots, or dealing with your root chakra, feeling secure, stable, anything like that, try to go in meditation and just imagine yourself growing roots in the ground from the base of your spine into, you know, act like it's going into the ground, deeper and deeper until you hit the core of the earth, okay? That's how grounded and rooted you want to be. And why? So that when you grow bigger, taller, expand, wider, which is what we're here to do, expand, we cannot be shaken down when life starts to throw storms our way, okay? So let's move on. We just talked about the roots. Now we're going to talk about the trunk, okay? So once that baby seed has grown roots into the ground, okay, it's have a nice strong place to grow. Now it's going to want to start growing its trunk, okay? So think about the trunk of the tree, okay? The base of the tree. This kind of represents the masculine aspects of us, if you think about it, because the root or the trunk of the tree is kind of straight in nature, right? Isn't it kind of straight in nature? I mean, some trees are kind of, you know, swirly in nature, but think about the trunk of the tree as masculine, because this is like the structure, okay? Think of it as like the bone structures. If we're comparing it to human beings, who we are, okay? The trunk of the tree is kind of like the bone structure. It keeps us together. So when we think about it and we compare it to ourselves, how to strengthen our trunk, okay, so that we can grow big and tall and strong, this has everything to do with the systems that you do, the things that you do. You know, are you exercising? Are you, you know what I mean? Like, are you eating well? Are you, this is creating structure. Structure is a masculine concept. So think about the trunk of the tree as like the skeleton of the tree, the thing that keeps it solid and whole, okay? Compare that to yourselves. What are things that you can do to structure yourself, to ignite the masculine energy within yourself? Even if you are a female, you know, everybody has masculine and feminine aspects within ourselves. So when we're trying to grow or expand, think about the things that are kind of masculine in nature that give us structure, like knowledge, okay? Learning new things. That is going to create solid foundation, a solid trunk within you, so that you can grow taller and taller and taller like the tree, okay? Now I want to talk about the branches, because I specifically got really excited when I started to channel the messages about the branches and the fruit of the tree. But let's start with the branches, okay? So your branches, essentially, if we're comparing the tree to a person, okay, and think of like the tree, now you have your trunk, you're starting to grow, okay? Now you're starting to get branches. Now the branches are kind of like the feminine aspect of the tree, because if you look at the branches of a tree, aren't they kind of like squiggly? Don't they kind of like go wherever they want? Don't they kind of grow however they want? They kind of intuitively know how to grow and move. Don't the tree branches know how to do that, right? So those are kind of like the feminine nature of the tree. So think about the branches of the tree as in like your hobbies, your skills, your talents, okay? So these are the things that you do that produce fruit, okay? So if the branches are the things that you do that produce fruit, so I'm going to take myself as an example. Let's say I'm a tree, right? And so maybe one branch that I grow out is I'm a speaker, because I noticed that is a skill, gift, or talent that I possess. So if I'm a tree, I grow a branch and it's for speaking, right? Or maybe, you know, I'm good on camera, I grow a branch and it's making YouTube videos. Or let's say I'm really great at dancing, so I grow a branch and that's me expressing myself through dance and through movement and through my body. So we're the same way as the trees, in the sense that we are growing branches. We do a lot of things, okay? Now the significance of the branches are where we get our fruit, okay? We're producing fruit. That is what we're meant to do. The trees are here to produce fruit, or to produce seeds, and so are we. Just like the trees, we're here to produce fruit. We're here to offer value. Think about you as the tree. Growing fruit is just you offering value. You have something to offer. If you were a tree, what fruit would you produce? Okay, so let's say I was a tree, figuratively, right? And I am a speaker, so my branch is speaking, but the fruit that I produce is like making YouTube videos, or having a podcast, or being a motivational speaker, right? This is my fruit. People can see me, the tree, they see the branch that I have to offer, being a great speaker, and this offers something of value to them. Just like how fruit is of value to people because we can eat fruit, okay? If you're the tree, you are producing fruit, aka value. People need to be able to consume your value, consume your fruit, okay? So again, this is however you see fit. Again, like if you're a dancer and your branch is I'm a dancer, right? This is just one way that I express myself, one branch, right? So the fruit from that could be I put on shows, I put on performances, and people consume that. That gives value, that gives entertainment to other people. They consume that, right? So this is how the tree is extremely valuable, because the tree is self-sufficient. The tree doesn't need anything, right? So this is really funny. I had the idea or the download in my head when I was thinking about this, and I said the tree doesn't ask how do I make money. The tree produces fruit. Can you imagine if the tree one day was like, you know, I I can't focus on producing fruit today because I got to get a job. We would be like, no, you don't. You're a tree. You need to produce fruit. That is your job, right? Same goes for you. If you compare yourself to the tree, right? And you're like, I need to get a job because I need some money. It's like, no, you don't. You have everything within you. Be a producer. Offer value, right? Produce fruit, right? So, and I know a lot of people get triggered when people say this, like, you don't need a job, you need to whatever. People get triggered by that because we're in this hive mindset mentality that tells us that we have to go out and seek external validation from a job to get our needs met. But we don't have to do that. That is just a belief system or a story that we've been playing on repeat, okay? It's not necessary. So yes, I thought that was super funny. If the tree just wakes up one day and is like, I need to get a job. No, you need to produce fruit. Same goes for you. You don't need a job. You need to produce fruit. You need to produce something of value to give to other people to consume so that you can get your needs met. Okay? So I want to continue. The tree focuses on expanding and growing. Just like we in the human experience, that is really what we're here to do. We're here to focus on expanding and growing. Expanding and growing our experiences, our consciousness, right? Just like how we go through the school levels. We're at first and second and third and fourth and fifth grade, right? The same goes for the trees. They kind of go through this level of evolution as well, okay? So, if we're like the trees, we need to be expanding in both directions. So the trees don't just grow roots, they also grow upwards. They're growing in both directions. That needs to be how we are too. We need to grow in both directions. We need to grow by grounding ourselves into our life experience, but also we need to be raising upward, right? Why does the tree grow upward? The tree is growing upward to reach its energy source, aka the sun, right? We can do the same thing. We're rising in consciousness, our minds, right? Rising in consciousness so that we can reach the source, aka God source, energy, or you know what I mean, like universe. We're rising and expanding in consciousness so that we can get back to the creator, to God consciousness. So there's a few more things I wanted to say about this tree analogy, and there's just so many codes from the trees. We are the trees, okay? So instead, and then there's this thing that I was thinking too, like if the tree was like, I need to get a job instead of I need to produce fruit. Imagine if somebody tried to give a tree a job. Imagine if so it would look like somebody plugging something into the tree, something inorganic into the tree, right? Think of it like the tree had like an outlet and somebody plugged something into the tree. And really, the tree doesn't need this external inorganic thing plugged into it, right? Because the tree has everything it needs to grow and produce on its own, okay? So imagine if the tree is like, you know what? It's too hard to produce fruit. I don't know how to produce value. So I'm going to go get a job. I'm going to let somebody siphon off my natural creative ability. I'm going to let somebody naturally siphon off my creation and production powers, because that's what the tree has. It has creation and production powers. It's self-sufficient. It can do everything it needs to do on its own. Okay? Same as humans, right? We can breathe oxygen. Isn't oxygen not what we need to survive? Yeah, and it's free. We can drink water. Isn't water what we need to survive? Yeah, and it's free. We can eat fruits and vegetables. Aren't fruits and vegetables naturally provided by the environment that we're in, aka Earth? Yeah, it is. So everything that we need is already provided. Don't the trees have wood and timber for us to build homes and houses? Yeah, it does. So everything that we need is already provided, just like everything that the tree needs to grow and thrive is already provided. So why would the tree want to be plugged into an external source? What if somebody tried to sell the tree a dream and be like, hey, you need a job because you're not going to make any money, right? The tree doesn't realize, or the tree knows it doesn't need money. The tree's like, I don't need money. I have fruit. I have everything I need. I'm chilling. I'm kicking it, right? You need me. You need my value. You need what I have to offer. That's why you want to plug yourself into me. So imagine somebody said, hey tree, you need to get a job. Or imagine the tree is like, hey, I need to get a job because I'm just not going to make it on my own, right? Like I just don't have what it takes to be fully supported as I am right now. So I'm going to go seek external validation. Let me get a job. Okay, so let's say someone plugs into this tree, right? They're saying, hey tree, I'm going to pay you some money if you let me plug into you, right? And this is your job. The tree doesn't realize it doesn't need a job. The tree being a tree is its job, okay? The tree growing and blooming into its full potential is the tree's job. Same goes for you. You growing and maturing into your full potential is your job, okay? Whatever you decide to do from that created, expanded place is up to you. You grow the fruit. You produce the value. People come to you, okay? You don't go to a job to get your needs met. Things come to you, okay? So let's continue this analogy. This external thing is plugged into the tree, siphoning off of the tree's natural creative creation powers, right? Going into this system to produce its own agenda. Let's say it's sucking up the stuff from the tree and using it to further its own agenda, right? That's essentially what we as humans are doing when we're going to jobs, right? We're saying what I have to offer is not enough. I don't know how to produce value. I do not know how to grow, how to expand. I don't know how to produce fruit. So I'm going to hook myself up to an external program that is going to validate me because I don't know how to validate myself. It's like, going back to the seed, you have gifts, talents, and all kinds of amazing goodness inside of you, right? But you have no idea how to tap into it because you've been brainwashed to think everything you need is outside of you. Everything you need is inside of you, okay? Understand that. Everything you need is already inside of you. So if you're saying you need money, you don't need money. You need to produce value so that people can see you as valuable and take the fruit from you, okay? Take what you have to offer and give you back something in exchange, okay? Energy exchange. So again, if you were to, you know, be like the tree and plug yourself up into a job or external thing, that thing is only siphoning your energy. While meanwhile, you already had everything you needed within you to expand, to grow, to, you know what I mean? Like you already had what you needed. You just did not cultivate your seeds. You didn't cultivate your gifts, your talents, what was inside of you. Okay, and that is why you felt the need to go seek external validation or get a job or get your needs met outside of yourself. Okay, so yeah, that was really those were the tree codes that I had received, and it really just okay, so if I'm gonna sum all of this up, the tree code said to me, you already have everything you need inside of you. You are whole, you are complete, you are worthy. Everything you need is already there. It's already there. There's nothing that you can do to extract yourself from the value and the worth that is already there in that seed, in yourself, okay? It's already there. Everything you need is already there. All you need to do is expand and grow, okay? The tree doesn't say, the tree isn't alive for like 10 days and it's like, oh, I must be doing this wrong because I haven't produced fruit yet. No, the tree is not like, when am I gonna produce fruit? Why isn't it happening? Why isn't it here yet? What's going on? Why am I not growing fast enough? No, the tree is growing and it's a slow process, but it's happening, it's moving, it's growing, it's expanding, it's growing leaves, it's growing branches, it's growing fruit, okay? Same goes for you. Stop questioning the timing of your life and let yourself grow. I bet you if the tree was stopping every 5 seconds to be like, am I doing it? Am I doing it? Am I doing it right? Is this, am I growing? Is it happening? It would not be growing. It would be stuck where it is. Same goes for us. We're like, am I doing it? Am I growing? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Am I growing? Instead of just trusting that you have everything, all the codes already in you, and you're going to begin to open up and unfold the way you're meant to when you're meant to, okay? Stop checking, and same goes for this. Like, instead of allowing yourself to grow and expand and see yourself in your full potential so that you can produce your own fruit, you would rather go outside of yourself and join someone else's agenda, grow their tree for them, and then come back to yourself at the end of the day with your measly dollars, and you never learn how to cultivate and grow yourself. This is why in the school systems they don't teach people how to make money, how to cultivate themselves, how to expand themselves, how to gain more knowledge so that they can reach their full potential. They're not teaching you that in school. Why? Because they need you to go into their factories to further their agendas. If you knew that you had everything already within yourself, and that through cultivating yourself and your gifts and your talents, and you would have everything that you needed to sprout branches, and branches that produce fruit for yourself, aka feed and nourish yourself, right? The things that you do can nourish yourself, can feed yourself, can give you value, but instead we are so fixated on, I gotta get a better job, I gotta make more money out there, I have to do all these things out there so that I can come home to myself and, you know what I mean, feel like I'm enough at the end of the day. If you're always going out there to get your needs met, you will always have to go out there to get your needs met. The day that you learn to go within to get your needs met, it's going to be a game changer. You literally turn into the sun. You are your own powerhouse. You are the god of your reality, okay? You know how to generate things on your own. You do not need anything outside of yourself to make it happen, okay? So it's just like, you've been thrown into the perfect situation, right? Like when a seed goes into the ground, it's been thrown into the perfect situation, the perfect scenario to grow, to sprout, okay? Think about your life environment, the things that you're going through, the situations that you're going through, is you being thrown into the soil, right? And you might be like to the person, we'd be like, ew, dirt, mud, ugh. But to the seed is like, ooh, nutrients, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, ooh, soil, nutrients, ooh, water, ooh, right? So think about it like that. If we are, if we are the seeds, which we are, right? The seed represents our full potential, who we could potentially be, that is already encased within us, and we just need the right materials and the right understanding of who we are and what we are, so that we can allow ourselves to grow and expand the way that the tree does, so that we can grow higher and higher and higher in consciousness, the same way as the trees go higher, higher and higher, higher towards the sun. The tree wants to get higher and higher and higher towards the sun because the sun is the tree's energy source. Same goes for us. We want to get higher and higher and higher in consciousness because the source, or God, or Christ consciousness, is the energy source, okay? Us wanting to evolve and become better and better and better and better versions of ourselves is like us growing up like the tree to reach the sun, okay? Everything that you need is already given. Don't be the tree that says, I need to get a job. Be the tree that says, I need to produce fruit. I need to produce value. I need to grow my branches. I need to cultivate my branches. I need to cultivate my gifts, skills, and talents, okay? So that I can produce fruit. Because when I learn how to produce fruit, I will be of value to other people. And I want to be of value to other people because when I'm of value to other people, I get my needs met, okay? So I really hope that this was helpful. These were the tree codes. I hope the plants in the background did their job and shot out some tree codes to you. If you did get some tree codes or some earth codes or something that I didn't mention in this video, feel free to comment them down below in the comments, because these tree codes are everything, okay? These are the building blocks of life. Okay, we weren't taught these things because they didn't want us to grow to our full potential, right? But nobody has to tell a tree how to grow, right? The tree just knows. Same goes for you. You can intuitively just know how you're meant to grow and unfold, and you have to trust yourself and trust your intuition and trust that your roots are dug deep enough into the ground and that they're going to keep you secure when the wind starts blowing, when the storm starts coming, right? So that you can just keep growing and growing and growing and growing in consciousness. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If it was helpful, please make sure that you thumbs up the video, as well as subscribe if you're new to my channel, because I post new videos every week. And also I want to inform you guys that I am offering group coaching sessions. So if you're somebody who has a particular project that you're working on, or something that you're trying to manifest, or just like a belief system that you're really trying to snap out of, I created group coaching sessions so that we can all get together and learn from each other, right? And so I really think it's gonna be super beneficial. If you're interested in that, you can go to nijasym.com/coaching. Sometimes I'm working on my website, so if my website is ever down, just email me at nijasym@gmail.com and I will let you know when we are doing our next group coaching session. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.